So we are seeing record apartment construction in the city of Halifax, still some challenges on the housing front, but maybe this is a good time to check in on the real estate market to see what any of this and all of this effect might be having on the real estate market here in Halifax. And Realtor Tanya Colbo is with us again. Tanya, first of all, when you look at the housing market in Halifax as it stands today, what are your impressions?
It is an interesting market right now. I mean, we all as realtors have been talking about how unusual the spring market was, the summer market, and now into the fall market.
So what's happening?
Well, you know what? I think uncertainty is the key word of the day right now. I think that, we're finding a bit of a stall with our first-time home buyers. They are feeling anxious. I think that, between the spring election, which is unusual for us, so that definitely really has an effect on the market. And then, between that and the tariffs I hear over and over again from buyers whose industries aren't even affected by it. But I think, when you're talking about people who are 25 to 30, that kind of first home buyer age range, they haven't seen this kind of economic uncertainty in their lives versus, say, my father, who's seen it 20 times over, right? And I think that that's really making them hesitant to go for it this year.
So what gets them going? I mean, today we saw the Bank of Canada lower their interest rate by 25 basis points. What potential kind of impact might that have on the market here in Halifax?
Well, you know what? I think most agents in the city will tell you, or anywhere, that when there's a rate drop, that usually does, ignite the market a bit. So I am expecting to hear from a few people that I haven't heard from in a bit. I'm checking in on my buyers all the time, but I'm still getting that we kind of want to wait and see mentality. And it's going right across the city these days, it seems.
Given all that, is it a more balanced market? I mean, there's always that debate between whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market.
Yeah, you know what? We're still definitely a seller's market. Sorry, buyers. But the market is definitely changing. I mean, I think a lot of us as listing agents are really struggling to explain to sellers it isn't 2021, 2022 anymore, right? So we're trying to manage those expectations. But we still are seeing quite a fierce market in that first-time homebuyer price point, which is, that in between 400 and 500,000. We're still seeing competition. It's not necessarily 25 offers like it was a few years ago, but I'm shocked if a house in that price point that's in a decent location isn't still getting at least a few offers.
So what is moving? Is there anything that's catching your eye in the market? Any demographic or any price range that's moving?
Well, it's funny because even though first-time home buyers are hesitant right now, it's still the most competitive price point. So realistically speaking, in that $400,000 to $500,000 price point, I'm still expecting to competition. I'm still explaining to my buyers that they need to have patience with the process.
In terms of listings, what are you seeing? Are the numbers up there at all? Or is there much to choose from?
Well, listen, the inventory is there for sure. So it's going to be really interesting to see with the hesitancy and see how the market has, because it's been stalling a little bit over the last few months, it's going to be interesting to see if with the amount of inventory we have, it's going to just keep moving towards being a buyer's market, which we determine by months of inventory.
Well, and it's interesting because September, October is usually that fall house shopping season in Nova Scotia. It's usually a big season, isn't it?
It certainly is. And you know what? It's really interesting because it usually gears up, say, mid-September. So right now, this is when the market gears up. People are done with their summer vacations. The kids are in school. They're back to work. Everybody's ready to go. But this year, it's, I'm watching all of our realtor chats and things like that, and the amount of people going, can somebody give me some feedback as to why this beautiful house at an amazing price point hasn't sold? And we're talking about that a lot in our community, that you just, I'm definitely more, instead of telling my sellers to necessarily, price competitively or whatever else, we're more right now geared towards telling our sellers to price at what they want to get, because we're really not sure what kind of competition they're going to be getting these days, even with a good listing price.
And so when you look at affordability, you're trying to help new people, first-time home buyers, get into the market. In terms of affordability, what are you seeing there? I mean, obviously you say some of those buyers are apprehensive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think one of the big things is that buyers, especially the ones that have been looking for 6 months a year, they're tired of feeling like they have to accept everything that the sellers are willing to offer and nothing more to get the house that they want. I'm finding that people are especially those first timers, they're more interested and more firm on their location, and they want better. You know, they don't want this take it or leave it attitude of we're not going to paint the house before we list. We're not going to do any of this stuff we used to. I'm finding my buyers are pushing back more on inspections now, and just really realizing that that seller's market is changing, and that they feel that they have more rights and that they're going to express those and get what they want, and I love it.
Okay, we'll see where the rest of the market goes the rest of the year. Thank you for your time today.
Always a pleasure, Tom.